Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes is sure to provoke worshippers of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. For if there's one thing Ritchie is incapable of, it is subtlety. His explosive and insanely fast-paced Sherlock Holmes, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, is just as satisfying as reading any story from Sir Conan Doyle's book. Only after the film, you feel a bit giddy and as if the wind has been knocked out of you, because Guy breakneck speed Ritchie propels you forward recklessly as if with an invisible hand on your back. Ritchie's cast is impeccable, flawless and bang on. Robert Downey Jr. Now, I could sing paeans in praise of this man, this actor who is so prodigiously talented and so distractingly intense and attractive. He seems nothing like the Holmes in the books and is certainly nothing like Basil Rathbone, but creates such a compelling and believable version of Holmes that you end up feeling that there can be no other. Also, you're thinking, I'd like to be Irene Adler, Holmes's flirtatious bête noire and ally, the only woman who can bring a flush to his face and cause him to lower his eyes. The only woman who has the capacity to outwit him, or nearly.
But I don't see my name in any of these articles.
But your signature was clear. Is that the Maharaja's missing diamond? Or just another souvenir?
Let's not dwell on the past. Shall we? Now, by the looks of things, I'd say you're between jobs.
And you're between husbands.
He was boring and jealous, and he snored. I'm Irene Adler again. Thank you. Now, what have we got here? Oh! Thank you.
Holmes and Guy Ritchie's slick blockbuster is trying to bust a secret society, headed by the sinister Lord Blackwood, played by Mark Strong. Holmes helps stop a satanic ritual that Blackwood is conducting, leading to the latter's arrest.
So now you're curious as to whether there's a larger game afoot?
Either that or, shortly my friend will pronounce you dead, and I thought I might keep him company.
Your mistake is to imagine that anything earthly is left at this moment. Your error of judgment is to assume that I'm holding the brush at all. I'm merely the channel.
I wonder if they'd let Watson and me dissect your brain after you hang.
Mr. Holmes, you must widen your gaze. I'm concerned you underestimate the gravity of coming events. You and I are bound together on a journey that will twist the very fabric of nature.
Blackwood is executed, or so we think. The rest of the rather unbelievable plot is how Holmes and Dr. Watson try to stop Blackwood from further killings and also thwart his plans to take over England. Jude Law co-stars as a dapper Dr. Watson, whose impending marriage greatly distresses Holmes. It is also Dr. Watson who is keeping Holmes from turning into a crazy recluse. Their friendship and camaraderie comes through beautifully as warm and wonderful. I didn't care much for Kelly Riley though. She plays Dr. Watson's fiancée, and I thought she overacted and postured quite a bit. But whether he's plucking at his violin or being grouchy and disheveled in his shockingly unkempt room, or whether he's solving a puzzle behind that furrowed brow, or whether he's in a fighting ring, this one star shines over all others and everything else. Robert Downey Jr. is one of the most brilliant actors alive today, and this is such a cool scene.
First, distract target. Then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate. Dazed, he'll attempt wild haymaker. Weaken right jaw. Now fracture. Break cracked ribs. Heel kick to diaphragm. In summary, ears ringing, jaw fractured, 3 ribs cracked, 4 broken, diaphragm hemorrhaging. Physical recovery, 6 weeks. Full psychological recovery, 6 months. Capacity to spit it back of head, neutralized.
Sherlock Holmes is characterized by the director's panache and showmanship and is beautifully written by Lionel Wigram, especially some of the repartees. And the music by Maestro Hans Zimmer is such a treat, believe me.
Holmes, leave the case alone.
Case reopened. Save your bullets, Watson.
What was that about saving bullets?
First point of attack, right ear. 2, throat. 3, cracked ribs. In summary, neutralized. You've never complained about my methods before?
I never complain. When do I complain about you practicing the violin at 3 in the morning? Your general lack of hygiene, or your experiment on my dog?
The sets, costumes, the bleakness and greyness of early 19th century London literally transport you to the foggy, then grimy Isle.
Watson, you have the grand gift of silence. Makes you quite invaluable as a companion.
And finally, there's this vertigo-causing battle atop an under-construction Tower Bridge, from where Lord Blackwood finally hangs against the backdrop of the city. Whoa, what a shot that is. But it is Robert Downey Jr. who absolutely steals the show. He does a superbly convincing job of creating another version of the eccentric, genius, iconic detective of Baker Street. Make sure you don't miss the film.